Hi, Karen. So,
Hello.
yeah, I will mention some of the things that I need to reflect according to the question given in debrief as well. I will not share screen, but I will just mention it here. So the first question is, what went well? What standards stands out as a highlight of the lesson? When I think about it, I feel like there's nothing that went well. But then maybe one thing might be about the application or daily life connection. So I give some scenarios about what is it? Virus, how you can protect the virus and stuff like that, and then it's like do and don'ts, those things. So I think that is the thing that is that is a thing might stand out as a highlight for me. What do you think, okay?
How about the objective? How about their worksheet? Have you read?
The work, the assessment that they did at the end.
Yes, you can use
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So yeah, I think they write it very well, but they couldn't. I think because of the time, I didn't have enough time for them to finish it, right? Because of my time management that I will mention later. So, but then I think they got the idea, and then they were able to write down the uh how they can protect, and then why they should do that. Yeah.
Okay, I can see actually that you do the scaffolding, and it's a like compared to your lesson plan at the beginning, it's more appropriate for grade.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so it's more appropriate for the grade level, like compared to the one at the beginning. So you have discussion with them, um even, yeah, and then you have videos also to analyze. So I can see that the connection with your objective, it's like more aligned compared to like the previous one. Like they don't need action, right? So you just add the pictures. Yeah, so that's one of like main point, that it's a scaffolding and it's allowed them to analyze and then you use the book. So even though maybe starting with the answer that really general, but because you provide them with the book, so they can try to make their research, their practice of hygiene is more specific, right? Because they already have the sample from the reading. Otherwise, they will just give a general hygiene protocol, something like that. Okay, you may continue.
Thank you. Number two is what was unexpected or was challenging during the lesson. So I think that I was not surprised, but then I realized that uh, when I let them read and then let them answer why do we need to do hygiene, that practice and stuff like that. I think later they became quite bored or not really engaged in presentation part. And that was an expected thing kind of for me. Maybe I'm also like too much, like treating kids kind of like that, not really age relevant. That is the thing that is unexpected for me. The class became quite silent, and then they don't. It's like kind of easy for them. I don't know. Becomes like that in the presentation part. Yeah. Oh. Do you agree?
Hmm. I'm not sure. So like being quiet is not bad. I think generally your class is kind of quiet, like your student
Yeah.
is really quiet. So um like they still can discuss, even though not everyone. I still see like not everyone, but they You'll try to understand. I don't know. But maybe because you provide gaps, right? Like, because I think while you teaching, you also kind of still thinking, right? So there's like silent moment in the class, but because you're silent like that, kind of. So because you're like in the thinking process, so they're like also kind of silent like that. So that's so my question. Your presentation is so your how about your so the one that you discuss with an examples is a practice, right? Not present anymore, right?
Um, yeah, so actually I think what example? The one actually my practice part should be the activities during true and false. I also write it down in the improvement part about that because I feel like I did so many assessment, then I need to focus more on in giving information and stuff like that. But then I think I focus more on assessment, always asking, and then um, even though in presentation part, I let them read and then ask them and let them give example and stuff like that. But then it is actually still in presentation part. Yeah.
That's okay because it is grade 6, right? Maybe because you thought that it's not applicable for grade 1, but like in grades in like you do for example in your high school you did that, right? So like you do indirect. So based on the question, so you're not doing a direct instruction.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
So actually asking question that's fine too. I just wanna like I wanna ask you like which one that you actually thinking is present, which one is actually practice kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that is one of the unexpected thing. Glad that it is only like one kind of unexpected or challenging thing that happened. Number three, we'll go to number three. How could the lesson be improved for the next time? I wrote,
Oh wait, you go back to number 2 again.
oh, yeah, sure.
And so it's like maybe also one thing that you wanna expect is reservoir, right?
Yes.
Reservoir.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Word.
So there is vocabulary that maybe your students will ask that maybe the text like oh like you need to like make sure you know everything. You look for um big word that maybe they don't know, even though they're grade 6 or grade 5, I'm not sure. But they still have words that maybe it's not clear for them, right? So try to be prepared and practice the word, and maybe you don't need to just saying an answer. Like you can try to for reservoir, maybe there's no root word, right? But later maybe when you learn like restoration or like something like there's a suffix prefix like that, maybe you can also teach them the skill on to find out, like so you can connect that with English,
Mm,
right? So you can see the connection. So that's what I see. And then so wait, maybe the part that unexpected, but it's so your unexpected and your like to improve is different, yeah. I mean like
yeah.
so it's not connected. Is it different?
Yes, that is number three question. Improve this lesson three.
Oh yeah.
Number
Because before people like this is my challenging and then how I improve. So but if it's different, it's okay. We
oh,
finish number 3 and we go back again. That's fine.
yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so yeah, if I connect, actually, I think there's so many. Maybe also one unexpected, not unexpected, but when I taught two lessons before, I also had that struggle about time management. And I have it again uh, this time as well. And then I feel like I think I'm not doing time management well as like, okay, this time. And then whenever I look at the clock, I don't really know how many minutes I still left. So it's like my math skill, right? I really need to write it down and then look at the clock and then write it down. I see it like this is the clock, this is the time, like that. I really need to do that. I know it, but I'm not doing it yet. So I really need to do that thing. So my time management. And then if I'm seeing that it's already like kind of late, I should reduce some practice question and stuff like that. That is what I should have done. So that is one of the things that I need to improve about time management. And another thing,
You
yeah,
you can even like write down, okay, I will finish until like for this part instead of range, if
mm,
it's not it doesn't mean anything to you, you can put like 7:05 I should be done.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you provide maybe 7:05, maximum 7:07,
okay, yeah,
like that. So like okay, I like because I cannot count, then you count before,
yeah,
right? So you put it there. So maybe okay, now it's already leading this. And then
yes,
no,
yes,
I cannot talk for 1 minute because you thought maybe
mm,
1 minute you can talk that long. But actually no, 1 minute when you're teaching is very short,
yeah, yeah,
right? Yeah, when you're waiting, like when you're silent and your student need to talk, then 1 minute is long. But like when you're the one that talk, 1 minute is very short.
mm, yes. All right, thank you, Boo. That is for time management. And then another thing, um, content mastery. So you just mentioned about the word also. I need to go through everything and then also punctuation and also like word meaning of the word and everything. I should know that that is about content mastery that I need to improve. Another thing, lesson delivery. So I think I just sat there most of the time, and maybe also because laptop is not facing that way and I'm scared that it will disconnect with the projector thingy, and then if I move it and those things, I'm worrying those things as well. But then I think it will be better if I move around and have eye contact with them and look through students and see whether they
Do
are
you have mouse? Do you have mouse?
mouse or the remote.
The mouse.
No,
Or the remote also no.
no, I think I can ask for it. I think I can ask in uh technology department.
Yeah, or you can borrow mouse and then you bring the mouse. Or like if you have keyboard, you can bring the keyboard. Like whatever that Bluetooth.
Mm.
Actually, it can be with phone, but sometimes it's not always working.
Oh, okay.
Especially sometimes if your phone like hang, right? So you cannot really
Mm.
like error. There's an error in your phone, then it's cannot. But like usually, maybe like it's possible to do it, or like you can prepare a slide that covers several questions so you don't need to like immediately go back.
Mm,
So maybe if you would put the picture, okay, you put the picture of like four picture in one slide, so at least you discuss four picture. You can, because this is upper grade, so it's
yeah.
okay for them to like distract. It will not distract them. If it's lower grade, then maybe other pictures will distract them. But for upper grade, maybe the picture will not distract them. So you can like show all the picture or like four pictures. So at least for in like in four discussion, you already going around, and then you go back, and then you go around again. Like so, try to make a slide that allow you to go around.
Yeah. Okay. That's a really good feedback. That's why Ibu Karen is our lecturer. Thank you. Another one, um, about repetition and giving examples. So I think they might not have enough understanding or catch up if I just say one time or not giving example. For example, here when I did this one, they don't. I'm telling them to read instruction, but they don't know where to read and everything, right? So I my CT also give me feedback, maybe to show the in the projector, like okay, this is the worksheet that you're how here you write this and how why do it. Maybe I have to show and then give example instead of just telling one time. They might not get it if I just say one time for them. Yeah.
Okay. Or you can even do it before you show a video.
Right. Mm.
So because they know what, so like because maybe they don't know the purpose of watching the video, right?
Yeah,
So like if you give
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it's like if you give the worksheet, so they it's like kind of like helping them, it's facilitating them, like, oh, this is the reason why I watch the video, so I will pay attention on that. So like, and
Mm,
then if you don't have time after the video, if you want in hurry, but at least you already explain it at the beginning, and then after the video you can just recall. Because I realize some of them ask also like this, like, oh, what is it about, like, oh, like, is it, what is it for, like, I cannot, like, what should I analyze, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So maybe because they don't know the purpose, and maybe because you can mention like, oh, watch, like, there's like the red one is the virus,
Mm,
right? So because they don't know that what is the red one, like what, like some of them like can like mention that, like, what is that red one? Why is the red is like going everywhere, like something, like, so they can like said like, oh, the red one is the virus, or like the germ, can be like that.
okay. Yeah, yeah. So actually, I should explain the purpose first before they do, uh, and the instruction first, so that they will know what to do exactly. Yeah. I think also I mentioned it here to connect with word structure, word choice, and also short to the point instruction, clear instruction. Yeah, that one. And also when I asked the question in the beginning about how the two things related, God's given task and then hygiene, they were confused, and then they were asking what is the question? Even though two things related, like how do they relate? They don't really know how do they relate. So I asked the question again of how having good hygiene can fulfill God's given task. So at that time they were able to answer more than like they don't know what to answer, how things two things related, if I mention it. So I need to have a clear instruction and question for them. Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. Okay.
Yes. What
Yeah, for that biblical perspective, how it's connect, like, um at the beginning I also like start, like when I read your lesson plan, I'm thinking like task, okay, and then good hygiene. So because even it's look like direct, but it's also not like in, like, it's kind of like indirect,
Mhm.
but direct, like, yeah, good hygiene for you, but like when you do it, you also avoid people it's being spread. So like the idea is like being like spreading the germ, like control the germ, that's actually your task, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Controlling the germ, and then that's where the good hygiene, because the good hygiene, the purpose is for controlling the germ to be spreaded,
Mm,
right? So because when you don't do good hygiene, it's mean you become selfish, and you're not taking care of the world, like that. So maybe that's kind of like, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm also planning to let them. mm, So I will be teaching again on this Thursday about. I think I connected also in the review. What is that about? Defense mechanism about the body and stuff like that. And then later, I think I will also. I don't know. I don't really know how to connect with taking care contacts yet. But then I'm thinking at the end, I didn't do it like what I want to do is how you can take care or prevent the diseases and being take care of others as well. So that is what I want to do also about what is it taking care.
Because your focus is, because the problem is maybe you're narrowing down only focus on creation during Adam and Eve, right?
Mm, mm,
But if you see from a different perspective, like this, so the word already broken. Like long time ago, there's no disease. So
yeah.
that's the fourth part, right? So actually, God give, like, with His mercy, His grace, He gives us ability to find out the medicine, like, and like and then find out, like, because I think your framework, I think your unit plan is focusing on like technology being found, right? To help the, like, the spreading of the disease. I think it's when I read your unit plan. So actually you can focus on that, like how we have the ability. Before, we don't have it, right? Long time ago, no one, like, people thought that the disease is come from Satan, or like because they do sin, like something like that, right? But now it's like they find out that it's actually a blessing from God, that is actually one of the redemption, like general revelation, that you have an ability, like people out there, scientists had, like out there, can find the strategy to reduce the disease, or like help the society, nurture the society. But is it perfect? No, because some, like, oh, sometimes even there's a technology, like it's not always working, but like we still can do something to help our society, something like that. So if you keep on like focusing on the idea of agent of, like, what is that, steward, then it's sometimes like forcing it, right?
Yeah.
You can start from the fall rather than start from
Mhm.
the creation.
Yeah.
Can be.
Maybe also for the what is like next lesson about defense mechanism, I can mention about redemption and God's grace
Yeah,
to
that's the one that I said, redemption, but can be general, right? Like redeem you from sickness, like God give us, like, enlight enlight the human to be free from sickness by, um like the medication. But you can remember, actually our biggest sickness is maybe cannot be healed by human, or all of us will experience death even though we have great technology.
yeah,
That's the part, like, so that's the place where like you need to think about like life after that, and that's come from Jesus, like that. So you don't need to like start from Adam and Eve all the time. Okay.
yeah. Okay. Okay, that's a great biblical perspective. Okay, that is kind of those things that I wrote down for the improvement. Is there anything, Karen, that I need to improve in next teaching, except the one that I mentioned?
I think no, because I think I have talked with your city, right? And she mentioned what she will tell you, and it's, yes, like, she mentioned also like you're actually really helpful, like, so it's like great thing about what you have done. But like there's some part that still like you need to work on, like the one that you mentioned. So
Yeah,
it's already there.
yeah, thank you. And I think she was mentioning about me being nervous. I also think that sometimes I don't my focus sometimes became my kind of myself, which means like how do I stand and how do I just feel awkward standing in front of students and like how do I put my hands? That was how I'm thinking. Where do I put my hands and how do I react? It's just like it's like spotlight, right? You became a spotlight. So I don't sometimes I focus too much about myself. And then I was thinking also when I came back from school, what you mentioned, Ibu Karen, focus on students learning, right? Like how are they going to learn and what are they going to take from me, take from the teaching, and what do they get? It's not about. So I'm going back. Oh, why do I know mission and vision? Why do I have to know the goal? It's not the goal is the thing that I need to focus. Objective is that I need to focus. It's not that what's my value, right? I'm thinking like maybe my value is like my dignity, my image and everything. But actually it's not about that. It's about like how students learn. What are they learning? What will they take from me? I need to focus on the students, not myself. So I think that's really a good thing for me, turning point for me to and a reminder to focus on the goal. Yeah. And we will go to number 4. In what ways was an environment created that supports individuals and collectives learning and encourage active students engagement for all learners? Um, when we had practice part, where when I let them do true or false, I feel like they engaged as an individual and collective. But then one of my goal actually is to help each other, and then discuss. But I feel like they're not really discuss this kind of discussing. One person they really want to resend and stuff like that. And another thing is maybe because of the sitting arrangement, I feel like it's kind of quite far for the left person and right person. In the middle it's okay, for left and right they're quite far to talk. And then yeah, that is one thing that I realized. But then they engage and have good discussion, I guess, in the practice part. Yeah, and also maybe in the presentation part as well, even though it's seems like they don't want to really tell, but then I think they are still engaging, and then they are still talking. Yeah.
Yeah, like you, that's why it's like try, like they still discuss, but there's one on expecting thing is like some of them hasn't been in the kitchen, right? And they don't know. They remember one student hasn't been in the kitchen. Like
uh
there's a like why they need to clean the kitchen, right?
yeah, yeah.
Remember, do you aware that one of the students like, okay, that student maybe never been in the kitchen. Like, so it's just like maybe like that person like doesn't know like they know the whole good hygiene for themselves. So actually is a revelation also for them, right? So look for samples that really like maybe it's helped them to have like have a new knowledge. Yeah. So I can see like like there's one group who's like, okay, I will like up to you. Like yeah, they're not really like saying things. Um but yeah, that's the risk of like collaboration. So maybe you can make it into partner, so it will be like like 2 by 2, so like at least they will talk instead of like four, because you said it's a bit far, right? So maybe to make it closer, then you can like 2 by 2, like
Yeah.
that.
And then the thing I realized is there are some what is that called, class clown or something like that. They are the one who usually talk, and then their friends also let them, okay, do you know, like that.
Yeah,
So three or four of them. I think the time is almost up, 10 minutes left.
it's
Is
okay.
it?
Yeah, almost finished, right? It's okay, we will come back again. You just send me.
Okay. So what am I saying? Yeah, so I'm thinking like, well, how can I let some people, maybe like, okay, well, one person already speak. Okay, you already talk. So maybe let's give turn to other people. Maybe that is what I might want to do also next time. Yeah. So that is about the class discussion. The last one is um what instruction strategies are alternative to deepen students' understanding of the content, apply knowledge in a meaningful ways for all learners? Um, Maybe asking questions like what I did in presentation part about using the mosquito coils. Is that really effective or not? Those things that let them think. And then yeah, but then I feel like I don't really deepen their knowledge. I just go some of the part, just going through the textbook, but not really deepen. I don't know how to deepen it anymore as well, actually.
I think your production can be right.
Um,
So because they try to analyze. Remember, deepen is doesn't need to like really big word. Like remember, they're deepening, and our high school, like university deepening, can be different. But like, oh, there's in the situation, then like, what should I do? Can be. So actually, your examples related to my friend is sick, like flu. Like, so what should I go? Is like, is a practice hygiene or not? So if I visit, yes, it's okay. But what should I wear? Can be like that, right? So it's like a situation. Like I want to practice good hygiene, but I also don't want to intimidate you. Like when you're coughing, how I tell my friend to cover their mouth, but without hurting them, can be.
yeah.
something like that.
Okay. So basically, those are the things of my reflection from number 1 to 5. Thank you so much, Yukan. Is there anything that you want to mention before I end?
I think maybe the one that may be a little bit not being assessed is your objective. I mentioned it later. You can check it in my feedback. It's like you're not really focused on insect bite, right? So
Yeah.
everything is focused on good hygiene, but it actually is a part of your objective. So I think that's the one that like I point out, like, okay, maybe it's affect your assessment and the alignment between your objective and assessment, right? You discuss, but only in a presentation, a little bit practice, but not like in the production kind of. So that's, I think, will affect. The idea is like this one is your debrief and really focusing on your portfolio. So my grading will not affect your portfolio. It's only affect your clinical placement.
Yeah.
Okay. So because your portfolio focusing on your reflection, so everything in there is mostly about your reflection. So be clear when you create your reflection, like when you state this, what is the evidence? And then when you mention about your action plan, make sure it's detailed and make sure it's specific that you can apply. And then read again the rubric. So your debrief will really touch all the criteria in the rubric.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's all for me. The grading will be later, okay?
Yes, yes.
I haven't finished yet.
Take care,
I
Yukan.
need to read it again. Okay. Thank you very much. Take care.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.